I don't want it to happen, but it's going to happen. It's very abundantly clear to me that it's going to happen. This is the direction that we are going. I don't know how to describe darkness to you in a way that it's going to click. Because our take here at the second paradigm, my wife and I and the being that I channel, B, is that darkness is ultimately trying to build a utopia here. And that sounds pretty good. And on paper, I believe if you were to see darkness's plan on paper, you would go, it's not nearly as bad as I thought it was. I don't know what I've been afraid of. Because I've been listening to all these truthers. I've been listening to all these conspiracy theorists. And they seem to think that we're headed into complete totalitarian style control. I understand that perspective. I get it. But that's not what I'm saying. That's not what my wife is saying. And that's not what B is saying. What we're saying here at the second paradigm is that they're trying to build a utopia. And we mean that wholeheartedly, that utopia is good. It checks every single box of good. It is sustainable. It is convenient. It is intelligent. And just like we were repulsed by the idea of artificial intelligence, right? This idea that we would sort of plug all of our thoughts into an AI that would sort of spit back a remixed version of what intelligence is supposed to be, and that we would offload all of our decision-making onto this thing that isn't human, that who knows how it's programmed, who knows what biases it's programmed with, right? There was a lot of resistance to the idea of what AI would be, but in practice, it's convenient, it's intelligent, it's easier than what we have now. And is it really that different? Right? You sort of get into this place where it's like, ideologically, I disagree with what's happening, but it's better than what we were doing. So should I be mad at progress? Right? There's this weird, confusing trickery at play here. Where are we agreeing? Are we opting in to this world that's being built around us? Do we really like it? Like just answering those basic questions is difficult because of the layers of deception and because of what darkness is ultimately trying to build here. They are trying to build a world that is good. They are not trying to maximize evil. They're not malicious. They just have a different perspective than we do as souls that are working with God. As souls that value goodness, that deep sense of inner rightness, that sense of morality, our conscience, our intuition. There's a lot of different names, but there's only one experience. There is a singular human experience of something higher than us, that is benevolent, that is wise, that is smarter than us, that has a better vantage point than us, something bigger than us, a real, genuine external intelligence guides us in directions that we don't always agree with, but that we know are good. That is the experience of God. And that experience of God is the thing that darkness disagrees with. That's it. That's it. That doesn't also make darkness evil. And this is where I see so many people getting confused. And this is where Miriam and I differ wildly from most people that we would largely agree with on a bunch of other things. Yeah, darkness runs everything. 100%. Yeah, we're deceived. 100%. World religions, politics, it's all for show. It's meant to lure us in, but the resistance to it is already taken into account. The freedom movements are already taken into account. Like that's a part of it too. We're not meant to argue forever. Division isn't the goal. Division is a necessary step to create the unity that they ultimately want to create. Unifying not under our shared connection to God, that guidance system, the organizational force of reality that is light, but organizing in unity underneath spiritual councils, beings that are organizing a new good, a better good. Like it is hard to convey how twisted and how unfortunate it is and how factually wrong it is. Because the moment you go into the practical of what it looks like, it's better than what everyone's thinking right now. People are bracing for impact. People are strapped in on that roller coaster. They are holding that metal bar that comes down. They are holding on for dear life. And they are assuming that we are about to plunge into complete oblivion. They are bracing, holding on for dear life to their job, to whatever safety and security they can scrape up, to whatever certainty they can try to create with their savings account, with the gold and silver. They are holding on to the structure of civilization for dear life, knowing that it's about to fall apart at any second and thinking that it's going to be catastrophic. And those with eyes to see know that it has nothing to do with the political left, nothing to do with the political right, that all of this it's made up. It's for show. It might as well be reality TV. Does it have some real impacts on reality? Yeah, kind of. But it's not the real thing that's playing out here. And it has nothing to do with the real plan. These aren't the real players. People seem to get that. But people also seem to think that we're headed in a really bad direction. And I agree, but in a completely different way. I think people are bracing, holding on for the wrong thing. They're thinking that they need to ensure their safety and security through like food storage, or through smart financial decisions, or by learning a trade. I'm going to invest in the euro so I can, like that's what people are thinking is going to ensure their safety into the future. But we're not headed for a world of totalitarian control with an economy that is ripped to shreds, with division that is worse than ever. Like we're headed towards a utopia. We're headed towards a world that on paper is better than the world we live in now. We're headed towards universal basic income. Regardless of whether it's called that, there are going to be mechanisms that take care of us in ways that we were previously not taken care of. And that is going to feel experientially good. We are all going to breathe a little sigh of relief when the planned system to replace the system that is currently breaking starts rolling in. We are going to breathe a little sigh of relief. We're going to hear the calls of all the truthers. We need to resist. This world is going to crap. These people are trying to rule our lives, so we must resist. Do not take the digital IDs. We're gonna acknowledge, yes, something feels off, but they're gonna be wrong. They're gonna be missing the point entirely. They're not trying to enslave us. Darkness is not trying to enslave us. Darkness is trying to build us a world that convinces us that God is inferior. Darkness is trying to court us. This is temporary. Yeah, the division is intentional. It's like a form of school. We're meant to exist inside of it and then grow out of it. We're meant to grow out of the division. We're existing inside of a state where people aren't spiritual, where all of that awareness and understanding of the etheric world, of the non-physical world, of consciousness, of our interconnectedness, of our soul, like all of that's sort of fringe, but it's gaining popularity because it's true and because they want us to know it. They don't want us to be disconnected from our spiritual gifts. They want all of that online. They want us to be connected to each other. They want us to be connected to our own souls, and they want to build a world that's better than God. They want all of that to be true simultaneously. They want our full capacity. They want our full creativity. They want all of our dreams, all of our hopes, all of our aspirations, and they want to take it all into consideration when they are building this utopia. They really, really, really want to build a world that is better for everyone. That's the actual end goal. And it's hard to know that and to still find a compelling way to warn people about it, you know? Because for the people that are bracing, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, everything's gonna be so bad. When I say no, everything's gonna get more convenient. You're gonna be more taken care of. It is obvious. It is obvious. We're going through a transition, and there may be some bumps. There may be a little bit of catastrophe, a little mini World War III along the way. And I don't know how long that's going to be. I don't know what sort of uncertainty is going to be in there. It's going to be hard. But that's not the end goal. It's going to be hard when this system starts collapsing in front of our eyes because we're all going to be afraid. But that's not the end goal. It's the world on the other side. The world that's already been designed. The world that was the design and the intended outcome all along. That's where we're going. And it's godless. And I think that's terrible. But how do you tell that person that's holding on, thinking everything's going to crap, that it's terrible when they find relief in it? Oh, God. Good. Wait, it's going to be more convenient? It's going to be like I'm going to be okay? Yeah, you're going to be okay. But is that enough? Because something about the world that's coming together feels viscerally off. What is that? What is that? It's not death, destruction, chaos, complete authoritarian control. That's not it. That's what people think it is. It's not that. But there is something off. There's something real off. What is that? You know what it is? It is a world without God. It is a spiritual framework without God. Frankly, they've done a pretty good job already at removing God from Christianity, removing God from the world religions. But this new world religion that's been sort of prototyped the last 100 years or so, this new age spirituality, mainstream spirituality that's been sort of brewing underneath the surface, these various channeled texts, Madame Blavatsky, Alice Bailey, the Theosophical Society, just this whole sort of web of spiritual ideology, the New World religion is even more obviously godless. There's not even a mention of God in that. It acknowledges clairvoyance, it acknowledges other beings, it acknowledges our ability to express from our soul. It acknowledges the interconnectedness of everything. It acknowledges that this world and existence is so much bigger than just physical reality. But then it takes God and it goes, well, yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that higher benevolent wisdom. We're just not going to mention it. No, that's you. See, when you feel that external, higher, benevolent wisdom, no, that's actually you. See, that's the piece of you that is God. So what do you want to create? What adolescent desires do you want? This new world religion of mainstream spirituality has found an incredible way of bypassing God entirely. And regardless of whether everyone's going to become a New Ager, regardless, it gives you a little window into the kind of ideological frameworks that they ultimately want us to believe, right? It's just one prototype, just like Christianity is another prototype. How do we create a religion without God while mentioning God? Well, let's create a new God. But this God's going to be a God of rules, not a God of experience. Let's write out the God of experience with a God of rule sets and hope for the future that never comes. That's a prototype. New Age spirituality is another prototype. How do we acknowledge every aspect of everything spiritual except for God so that they can have all of their spiritual gifts back, and all of that can be good, all of that can exist inside of them. They can acknowledge it fully without being shamed out of it, without being afraid of it. But they won't acknowledge God. Actually, the word God will offend them. They're actually going to think that people who believe in God are stupid, don't understand the real secrets of the universe, don't really understand how things work, that they are young souls. Oof. If everyone believed that, we might lose God, the real God, not the prototype right before it of God. That's what scares me about where we're going. I don't think we're all going to be poor and dying. I just don't. I don't think we're going to look back at the good old days now or the 90s, early 2000s. I don't think we're going to look back and go, oh my God, it was so much better. If I could just get back to my younger days. Like, we're feeling that a little bit right now. Everyone's feeling that a little bit right now. Man, life was better before. But this is an intentional squeeze to set up what's coming next. This is intentional, the way that we're feeling now. We're not going to feel this way. And even more, I believe truly in my heart of hearts, we're going to feel relief. But every step we take into this new world, we are losing more and more and more of God. We are believing and validating ideologies inside of ourselves that sidestep God, sidestep that inner knowing, write it out of existence. And as our experience gets better, we are justifying the trajectory of our civilization. If our quality of life continued to increase, would we be angry at darkness for taking us there? Most people wouldn't. And I don't know if it makes me angry or devastated, but that's what I don't want it to happen, but it's going to happen. It's very abundantly clear to me that it's going to happen. This is the direction that we are going. People are going to lose their soul's connection to God, and they're going to love it. at least for a time, they're going to go right into it. We're all going to go right into it because it's more convenient, because it's better than what we had. And we are never, as a civilization, going to stop and go, is my experience better today by design? Because my experience yesterday was by design? Am I feeling that things are better now because I was squeezed intentionally before? Is this feeling of the world getting better intentional to make me go along with something that ideologically I'm not aligned with? Like, the layers of deception and psychological manipulation never cease to amaze me. Darkness is incredibly good at what they're doing. Incredibly good. And I look out and it looks to me like everyone is duped. Sometimes that makes me angry. Sometimes that makes me sad. I don't know what I'm feeling about it right now. I'm just conflicted. Because it makes me want to stop it, right? That's where that sort of anger comes in. It's like, stop it. Stop convincing us. Stop selling us on your utopia. I don't want it. I want to follow my real-time personal connection to God. Stop promising me that life is going to get better outside of my connection to God. Stop promising me that if I fall into line and I do what I'm supposed to do, if I follow all of the collective ideologies, if I do what's laid out for me here, stop promising me that my life's going to get better. It might, but I don't want it. I don't want that. I don't want that world. And I don't want whatever you think my role is going to be inside of that. But there's a little sadness in there too. So I'm like, we're going there. We're going there. That's just where we're going. And what that means is that I am going to be a minority for trusting my intuition. I'm going to be a minority for believing in God in the way that I do, for following my intuition, my real-time personal connection to God. I will be a minority, and it will continue to be weird. It may only continue to grow in its weirdness, and everyone else is going to continue to go along with this intentional roller coaster of emotions. And they're going to feel excited, and they are not going to stop to think, am I excited because this emotion was the outcome of a designed experience? Am I in love with the idea of unity and oneness and sustainability and spirituality because I was squeezed in an arbitrary debate between left and right for decades, and I finally saw the truth as it was revealed to everyone? Like, oh God. Ultimately, I just think that's where we're going. And I don't think there's much I can do about it. That's devastating, it's infuriating, but that's just sort of how I feel. That's what I kind of feel in the air, is that we're going here. Miriam and I talk about it often. We're just going there. Because everyone is falling in line and everyone is duped, including the resistance. The resistance is the intentional next step. Like, it's even worse than there being no resistance at all. It's so ingenious the way this is set up. It's ingenious. And that's why everyone's going along with it, and why everyone will go along with it. But what's ours to do there? because it's infuriating, it's devastating. But what's ours to do? I believe what's ours to do is to strengthen and refine our real-time personal connection to God, because it will only get harder. Not because the world will be harder. If the world got harder, God would be easier to follow. God would be easier to prioritize. That real-time rightness would be easier to follow. No. God gets harder to hear. God gets harder to follow. Our intuition gets harder to trust because life gets more convenient. Because any moment we can open up our phone or whatever technological version of that it'll be in the future. We can open up the screen and there will be things that make our life better and more convenient, things that make our experience better. And those things that are recommended to us from the algorithm of experience that are scientifically proven to make our life better in that exact moment, the jobs that are certainly going to then pay our bills, the ways that, given our aptitudes, we are certainly able to contribute to society, that algorithm that knows us incredibly well and outputs recommendations that are backed by science that everybody knows are just correct, that guidance will disagree with that guidance we have inside of us. It just will. Because that's the end goal, is to build something better. Better is different. Regardless of whether it's actually better or worse, it's different. They are trying to build something different than our real-time personal connection to God. So if this matters to you, double the fuck down. Because it's only going to get harder. The world is going to get more convenient, and it is going to be easier to deny our guidance. It's going to be easier and more comfortable to live inside of an experience that is not our own, that is not of our choosing. It is not the thing that feels right to us. It is not the thing that we are guided to, but on paper, it is so good that we kind of just get to this place where it's like, I think this is okay. I have nothing to complain about. I have a great job. I work out. I'm healthy. I have loved ones, an incredible community I'm taken care of by my universal basic income. What's wrong? Nothing. That's where God's gone. Because our soul's in there still going, that's not God. That's not truth. That's not who you really are. It's not what you came here for. That's not your soul's ultimate expression as guided by God. That's not where your soul will find the most existential relief. But it's hella comfortable. See, that's the world ultimately that scares me. That's what makes me double down now on my intuition. People already deny their intuition for money, to ensure their safety and security. They deny the most powerful force in all of existence. They deny the organizational force behind existence itself because the idea of money scares them into the future, as it is designed to, by the way. Like, people struggle in this world to trust themselves in a world where everything is just cushy and good. Like, can you feel how much harder that would be? The moments that people find God is when everything is falling apart, when they are scared, when there is no solution. But when there's always a solution to any problem they have, when everything is handed to them on a silver platter that is intelligent, that makes sense, that everybody agrees with, that is backed by empirical data, that's a degree of impossibility That makes trusting your intuition impossible unless you're doing it already. And if you are already doing it, then congratulations. Then we're doing it together. Welcome to the second paradigm. This is what we're fucking doing here. I hope to dear God you keep going, because there need to be some people in that world that still have a connection to God, or else God will be gone from this place. And if God is gone from this place, then God has no way to get through to the people that will be suffering inside of their conveniences. Souls that are light, that want nothing more than to work with God, that come here and are lulled to sleep and are unable to make decisions in their own free will. That's already happening, but it's only getting worse because this world is only getting better. That's what people just do not understand and may never understand about where we are going, about what darkness wants, about what the true opposition is, and what's actually important. Because the people that are telling you to invest in silver and gold to get through this thing, they don't understand what the fuck's happening here. I get there's financial aspects to this. I understand. I understand that there may be some bumpy roads. I understand World War III might be coming, but it's not what they want. This is not the world that they are building right now. It's not the Great Reset. That is a sham. That is a show. That is a thing that we are designed to rebel against. You will own nothing and you will be happy? Yeah, okay. You're right. That Bond villain, Klaus Schwab, he's the real enemy, right? That's what they want, right? Is they want us to own nothing and be happy? No. They want to build a world that we can get behind, that we are excited about. They want to give us everything we've ever wanted. Because in that world, we might just forget about God entirely. We might actually just agree with them. Yeah, you know what? That real-time personal guidance, something deeper, that feeling inside of me, maybe I was being manipulated by God. Maybe you're right, darkness. Maybe this world is so much better. That's a level of suffering that I am absolutely unwilling to be inside of. I'm absolutely unwilling to live a life that feels great in every aspect on paper, that I know is wrong, and to delude myself that it's okay. That is tough. That is tough. There are people that live some iteration of that even right now, and that is tough. Because you don't find God when you can rationalize that everything is good. You find God, you find your guidance when everything's crumbling, when you are scared, when you are uncertain. Those are the moments people turn to God. Those are the moments people find out real quick that there's a real-time personal connection to something very real, that the synchronicities start to happen. They watch their experience deliver them goodness as they make decisions on that real-time personal connection. So how are people going to find God without the hard times? How are people going to wake up without the hard times? I don't know. I don't know. I think we're going to find out. I think that's where we're going. I think it's inevitable. But I hope to dear God, if you have any ounce of intuition inside of you today, that is the most important thing in your life. And I hope that if you're trying to give that up for money, for jobs, for career, to pursue safety and security, and you know that it's off, that you quit it. If you're out there looking for boys, if you're out there looking for girls that you know it's just not right, I hope you quit it. I hope you fucking quit. Because that real-time personal connection to God is the single most important and most fulfilling experience in all of existence. It is where purpose comes from. It is where meaning comes from. It is where the evolution of our soul comes from. It is where genuine development comes from, the real development of wisdom. And it is where experience means something. And we're about to lose that as a civilization. Truthfully, we already have. But we're about to cross the point of no return where it gets so difficult that people that don't have it already may never have it, ever. That sucks. So if you already have it, I hope you aren't wasting it. I hope you aren't wasting it. I hope you aren't wasting this time where it is the easiest it will ever be to trust your intuition. It's just how I see it.